Nigeria as a country is in a big of crisis. The political system of Nigeria is in a place of collapsing. Why? Because the lack of a solid political system and leadership system in place. Nigeria is a great country with a solid mineral resources in its possession. But what is the problem of Nigeria? Number one, Nigeria failed to invest in their people. Every country and every nation must understand that the great assets of every nation in the world is the human capital. And Nigeria has overlooked these resources and based their ideology in building an infrastructure that have never been built. They think about having a solid infrastructure in the country. And guess what? They borrow money from IMF, they borrow money from China, and the political elite squander the whole money without using the money in developing the people. But they fail to understand the easiest way to run a solid nation or to run a solid country is to invest in the human capital, develop the people, and the people will develop the nation. And this is something that most African countries have never recognized, that the easiest way to build a country and to build a solid foundation in our nation system by building a solid infrastructure development is to develop the people, and the people will develop the nation. If you don't develop the people, they will not develop the nation. The development of a nation began by developing the people first, because the people are the one to build a nation. And this is something that Nigeria failed to understand. And this so-called political mafians has crippled Nigerian economy, has crippled Nigeria system as a whole. Our passport has lost its value. And guess what? Most countries today are denying Nigerians to not enter their country. When they see a Nigerian passport, they treat you like a criminal because your passport has lost its value. And that is why if Nigerians must arise, if Nigerians must do something great, we must ask a vital question. Are we ready for change? Nigerians, are we ready for change? If we are ready for change, what are we going to do? We demand for change. They say, according to the laws of vote, they say majority carries the vote. And we have the majority around us. The political elect, they are few, but we are many, and we must demand for accountability. We must demand for change. But change never began with the government. Change began with the people that create the government, because the government is a product of the people. If the people are corrupt, automatically the government will be a corrupt government. Then we must change first for us to have a changed government and a changed political system. Nigeria have been selling oil. Nigeria has making a lot of billions of dollars from oil since 15 years ago. But what have they done with those money they are making from oil? Nothing. They have not done nothing with those money, because Nigeria as a country has not defined his value. Nigeria as a country have not defined his political vision for the nation they represent. Nigerians must ask questions, ask the right question for them to have the right answer. And we must make up our mind, do we need change? If we want change, then 2027 is the right time. We are going to demand for change. It's the right time. We are going to take our nation by force. It's the right time. We are going to say enough is enough. Nigeria must arise for the rest of Africa to stand. Nigeria must arise for the rest of Africa to move forward. We have the voice. We have all it takes to run our continent. We have all it takes to run our nation, to be the voice of Africa. But in 2027, we will say enough is enough. We will call for a change of leadership, and we will demand for the right leadership in place. But it began with us changing of our attitude, defining who we are, adding value to ourselves, and investing in the human capital. 2027, we will say these politicians, enough is enough. We are taking back to our nation, taking our nation to a place of greatness, taking our nation to a place of prosperity. Nigeria is bleeding. Look at so-called terrorism, terrorizing our country, terrorizing our nation. Our children are being killed. Our women are being raped by these so-called terrorism folks. But we must say enough is enough. We must defend our people. We must protect our people. We must call for justice. We must say enough is enough. We got to build a healthy country. We must build a healthy country and say Nigeria is great, great for all. We must say enough is enough. 2027, Nigeria must be liberated. 2027, Nigeria must be free. 2027, that will be a new political system. All hail Nigeria, Nigeria the great one.